We're building J.A.I.Sin, the next AI personality that's going to dethrone Neurosama. Maybe. But before our quest for total world domination, we need to make a prototype because I've got no clue what I'm doing. Hey there, Limit here, and welcome to the start of J.A.I.Sin, or whatever this is going to be called. Let me first answer who or what is J.A.I.Sin. We're building an AI personality, just like Neurosama, but the code for this project is going to be publicly available on my GitHub, and these videos will document my whole journey in building it. And there's a saying that it takes 10,000 hours to master any skill, so I'll be tracking the 10,000 hours that I spend on this channel alone. Hopefully by the end of those 10,000 hours, I will have gone from a baby soy dev to a Chad 10x developer. So if you're a new developer like me, or one that's suffering from imposter syndrome, watch as I, a complete noob, make something with enough time and effort. So, J.A.I.Sin, what is it? The end goal is going to be a full-on application for creating and running your own custom AI VTuber, with variants for coders and non-coders alike. But that's a dream for the future. Right now, the things that I want to make are 1. A Discord bot that can text and talk. 2. A personalized AI. 3. Custom text-to-speech. 4. A VTuber model. And 5. A control board that I can access from anywhere. And right now, we just need a starting point, and there's a lot, and I mean a lot of things that I'm unsure of. So we'll be testing things out while it's still early days. So let's start our 10,000 hours with a prototype Discord bot. Alright, while I get started making a JavaScript project, let me tell you about Discord. You know it, you love it, or you don't love it. If you're anything like me, you probably ask all your normie friends to get Discord as well. That is if you have any friends. Hey! Ever wondered how to get bots like these for yourself? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Welcome to the Discord developer portal, where you can register your own bot. And now what? You know what, I could probably just copy this video and no one would know. Oh shit. Seriously, there's nothing wrong with watching a couple of videos to start, just maybe not this one though. For the quick setup, we make our bot private, disable OAuth, and get a server invite link for an admin bot. We also need to copy our client ID, which will be the user ID specific to our bot, and we also need to copy our super secret token you should never share with anyone, nor save to your GitHub. We're going to be using .m, so throw these in your .m file and add that to your git ignore. Now onto the code. Instead of using Discord's API directly, we'll be using Discord.js to make working with Discord super simple. We can continue following the video, but I find it's usually faster to get started by reading the docs, where it's usually a page that literally says getting started. So long as it's well managed and you follow the tutorial to a T, you'll end up with something that works. But here's the thing, you can't learn if you're right all the freaking time. Yeah, no, I'm just coping. But the fixes were simple. We just split that file, isolate the problem with a bunch of print statements, and do some sanity checks, run our 2 files, and boom, we got a working Discord bot. This is already looking pretty good. I mean, this is some super serious shit that's happening right now. But you know what would make this even better? Let's stick ChatGPT into this. Whoa. I know what it sounds like. I promise this isn't another rabbit scam. We're not wrapping ChatGPT with a pretty UI, sprinkling in a prompt, and then swimming in all that capital venture money. It's just simple to use and test while I focus on learning the actual thing. You know, Discord bots. Okay, so we're doing the same thing as before and opening up the OpenAI starter code. Thankfully, the content for this library is a lot smaller, so there's a lot less things to go through. With that, alongside the millions of tutorials online, we have more than enough resources to implement this into our project. I went ahead and organized the ChatGPT functionality into a class and called upon it within our /command handler from before. But what those tutorials couldn't solve were my issues with registering my /command, which I solved by re-inviting the bot, but I still didn't fully understand what was happening. More on that later. So far, things were going pretty smoothly for this prototype, but oh brother, let me tell you, there's a reason we make prototypes. It all started out as I was building out the voice chat functionality for the bot. My goals were simple, just play a sound and record a voice call. Playing the sound? Solved. There are thousands of music bots on Discord. Point proven. But recording audio? That was a different story. And in all my years, I have never seen a bot that could do this. And every time I could remember seeing a bot in call, they were deafened for quote-unquote privacy reasons. So I began to wonder if bots listening to calls was simply not allowed by Discord's API, despite them having related permissions within the portal. I could have gone on to start making the sound playing portion, which I knew was possible, but the thought of it being useless because I couldn't record audio just kept on growing. So I started digging, and from what I could find, it was possible, but none of them were using Discord.js. In fact, Discord.js's docs had no mention of it. Only problem is, I haven't seen anything about listening to the voice chats, because I don't think that's allowed just by normal bots. These are all just players. None of these are recordings. The closest I could find to a JavaScript implementation was a Discord bot called Craig. What the hell is Craig? Which implemented the exact functionality I needed, but it was in TypeScript. Ew. I couldn't be arsed to relearn TypeScript just to read some code. And it wasn't even using Discord.js. So at that point I thought to myself, what's the point of even using Discord.js if I've got to recode the other half of the library anyways? So I'll spare you the details, because I did go on to make sound playing after several hours of missing a small stupid typo, on top of my problem registering my command like before.
Baba Booey.
We did it! Oh my god. That was so stupid. Oh. However, I already knew I was going to scrap this project and pick a more suitable implementation for my purposes. Yeah, that's prototyping for you. Now, there were a lot of things going through my mind. I was beginning to understand the limitations of Discord bots, and even now, I'm still unsure whether it's possible to do everything that I want to do through Discord's bot API. So we completed text, audio is kind of doable, but video streaming, so far, is currently not possible through Discord's bot API. This is why I presume Vital and even other devs that have attempted this like SchizoDev made their Discord implementations as actual users instead of Discord bots.
It's fucking complicated, and it shouldn't be.
That way they can dedicate a computer to the bot and, well, have them interact with Discord like you and I would through the client and not the API directly. So as much as I hate the cursed setup Vital's got going on, I'm slowly coming around to it. In any case, I wanted to continue making a bot for now, and from the resources I was finding online, I landed on PyChord, a Python variant of Discord.js that actually has the ability to record audio. Performance isn't really much of a concern. This is because right now, the bot's only going to be handling one person at a time, so scaling is overkill until you actually need it.
I can't tell you how many people reach for complex systems when they have nobody to serve it to.
Plus, Python has a lot of popular convenient tools for AI and data science, like PyTorch, NumPy, Pandas, etc. Anyways, same deal as before. We make our bot, follow the tutorial, get distracted every 5 minutes, like can you just focus? I once again made a class for ChatGPT, and use that in our new bot class. And check out this token streaming with this Python library. You don't get that in Node. Or at least I didn't pay enough attention to notice. Also, cold take, I hate OpenAI's CAPTCHAs. 11, 17, there we go, 19. What? No. After implementing all of that and running my main file, I said my main file. Thank you. We once again got a working ChatGPT bot in Discord. Congrats! But now it's time for voice channel things. Before I got there, I needed to better understand slash commands again, specifically in PyChord. And by God did I fight with this one. Not because of PyChord, but because of me. You see, making slash commands in PyChords is actually really nice. Annotate your functions like this and they become a slash command, adopting the function name as its command name and those parameters. You can even pass a name in those parameters to give it a new name. Adding options to your slash commands is also simple, simply by adding more annotations like this. You just have to specify the type of object you're looking for, like this one that's specifically for voice channels. You can even throw all of this into a cog, which in PyChord is basically a module of functionality. Then you can simply add a module to your bot by simply doing this. So if it's that easy, where did I go wrong? Remember how I had to re-invite every single time to see my new slash commands? Well, now I know why. not from the answer that scrolled past my face literally several times. I really gotta work on my zoomer ass attention span. No. One simple Google search away, and I learned about guild meaning server, and global functions. Discord caches global commands in a client for up to an hour. Here's the gist of it. Slash commands are either specified per server or globally for every server. Unless you specify a specific set of server IDs, your registered slash command is going to be global by default. And how Discord maintains slash commands differs between whether they're global or guild. For global commands, your Discord client downloads a list of available global commands for that bot upon reloading and refreshes once every hour, or when you forcibly refresh Discord, or when you re-invite it to the server. Guild commands, on the other hand, they refresh every time you type into the chat box. Therefore, you don't need to refresh or re-invite the bot every single time, and this is a lot more preferable for development. So be sure to specify your testing server ID for every single one of your commands. And I did this by using a default parameter which I pass to every single command like so. That way when I want them to be global again, I can just comment them out in one place. Great, we have finally solved that issue. And I really should learn to read more because holy shit, I'm doing it again. Nah bro, you gotta be illiterate or something. Just read the damn docs.
One eternity later.
So, that took a minute, but we got there eventually. Everything should be good now though. So let's test it out.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're kidding.
Hell no.
I just love when everything breaks. So Python was complaining that I ain't got no PySalt, but clearly I have PySalt. Look, it's got a folder in my environment, npm says it's here, and I've reinstalled 5 times. Like, what the fuck is going on? .env. I spent so long thinking it was a dependency issue, which it technically is, and I was looking through the problem form after problem form after problem form until I finally cracked and asked ChatGPT to give me a solution. And if you're still learning, don't use AI to code for you unless you really have to. So I told ChatGPT that my environment was fine and everything was set up correctly.
Are you sure about that?
And lo and behold, my path variable was different when I ran with .env versus when I didn't. And that's when I realized the .mcli command I've been using this entire time isn't even my local .env. It's from a global install either from when I was working on the JavaScript prototype or when I accidentally pip installed outside of my environment. Like, I swear this doesn't happen when you're working in Linux. So here's what we got now. Our bot joins the voice channel and we get a connection object. We're loading our audio file into one of PyCort's audio data loaders, then reading a chunk of it at a time, specifically 20 milliseconds, and setting that as an audio snippet to Discord, using the connection from before. And we repeat this until there's no more chunks left to read. Finally, we disconnect from the voice channel. That should be all we need now, so let's see it in action. Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. Changing this to a different encoding should fix that though. Anyways, I realized that was kind of pointless because there's a function that literally lets us play the entire file without unpacking a chunk at a time.
Baba Booey.
It's fucking done. That was so annoying. It took 2 hours. And finally, we're back to trying to record audio. And unlike Discord.js, it's actually doable with this package. In fact, it's dead simple. First, we move joining and leaving into its own separate commands, so it's not tied to just playing a sound. I tested it out in different scenarios, caught the exceptions, and ironed out some bugs. Then we made the commands to start recording and stop recording. Just like before, we use the connection object we get whenever joining a voice channel, and refer to the docs to see how to use stop recording and start recording. Start recording takes in 2 items, a sync and a callback function. This sync is where our recorded audio data is being kept, and the sync you choose will determine its encoding. In this case, I'm going to be using MP3 files. The callback function is a function that runs once we call stop recording, and it's here we can extract all the data from our sync and write the bytes into files. We can either extract all the audio as we hear it, which is where everyone's voice is on the same audio track, but by using get all audio, we're able to extract and isolate audio per person. I mean from my other mic. Just like that, in about 0.1% of our time, we made Craigbot and then some. I finished up by cleaning up the code, handling errors better, and documenting a little bit while I made a readme that even an idiot like me could follow. Then I made a new repo on GitHub, cloned it down, threw all my files from earlier into there, and pushed my changes to the new branch. I'll be keeping a version of the project from the end of each episode in its own branch and merge up their changes to the main. But yeah, that's all for you guys to check out down below in the description. So there you have it, my scuffed first attempt at a proper Discord bot. I can't wait for us to get to the more interesting parts of the project. I really did want to get those out at the same time as this one, but I spent over 100 hours editing this one and wanted your feedback before I released the next ones. Anyways, if you made it this far, consider subscribing to continue following my journey, and feel free to comment and help me out down below. So that's all for now, thanks for watching.